Oh.
Oh.
Are we unmuted and everything?
Hello, I think so. Yeah, I think we're unmuted.
Hey,
I'm unmuted. Are you unmuted?
Yeah, I think everything's working.
Great. Well, welcome everyone. We are delighted to be back with you again. We are Charming Disaster. This is the Quarantine Livestream, Season 2, Episode 3. So, how's your week been, Jeff?
It's been a slog. Mm-hmm. This is the best part of the week for me.
This is the best part of the week for me, too. Yep. We see you're tuning in there. Greetings from Minnesota. Here, I'm going to just put up some of these up on screen.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota. If you're tuning in from somewhere in particular, we love to know where that is. Yeah.
Amherst, yes.
Yeah, I mean, in these sort of non-geographically tethered times, it's just nice to be reminded that there are places.
Yeah, there are places. Yeah, it's so strange. This week has been so strange.
Yeah.
It's been devoid of place. I haven't left my apartment really that much.
Yeah.
And here I am now. I'm here, which is the other place I go, it is welcome.
Yes. Oh, we got somebody from New South Wales. We are international. Yes. This week has been hard, but we're so glad to be back here with you. We have some exciting things in store this evening. Yeah. If you're just tuning in or if you're new here, just a reminder, this is a donation-based concert, which means that if you are financially stressed, it is our gift to you. And if you are in a position to make a donation to us in support of our music, we appreciate your support. There are a few donation options. I will share those links in the chat in just a minute.
I love the cloud.
I know, I like the cloud. I know, it's so Jeff, wake up. We're doing a show.
Oh, it's on a cloud.
I know.
Streaming of Venmo.
All right, we got some other geography locations.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Geography,
Louisville,
Minnesota. Oh, Rochester.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, first of all, we want to begin by honoring last week's...
Oh, yeah.
So last week, or maybe it was in episode 1, we recently introduced a pyramid scheme, which we're very excited about. And last week, one of our viewers successfully did the pyramid scheme. So we want to just honor her. Where is that? Is that this one? Where is it?
No, it's not there.
Oh, no, it's not there. Well, Roberta Parch, we honor you in this moment for completing the pyramid scheme challenge. And, there it is. All right. So, a little later we're gonna show you what that means. But just as a recap, if you want to be a pyramid schemer, it's very simple. You bring your friends to the show by tagging them in the Facebook so that we can tell from your comments that you have brought some people to our 5. We're aiming for 5.
They don't have to be people.
Creatures, entities. We're trying to build our audience because we love doing these shows for you, and we would like to extend our influence throughout the world in a sort of sinister...
Throughout the galaxy. They don't even have to be your friends.
No, that's true. We don't care.
All they need is some sort of Facebook account. Bots, Russian trolls, it's fine.
Yeah, it's like a wide tent. Is that what they say?
Yeah, wide tent.
Yeah, big tent. It's a tent. That's all we know. Oh, we got some more people tuning in from Virginia and Chicagoland and Portland, all the places where awful things have been happening all week. But we'll get to that. And I think to begin the show, we're gonna do our usual opening ritual, which is we're gonna draw a tarot card, which will help tell us what the theme of this week's show is.
Yes, we have a different deck than we have in the past. Okay, here we are. We drew La Force.
La Force. That is French for strength. Can I try to get it closer to in the camera focus? It's hard to... No, look, it's pretty much in focus. No. All right, so La Force is French for strength. This is the Marseille deck, and it's a little different from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck that we've been using. So what is that a picture of exactly?
It is some sort of figure holding the mouth of a lion closed, it looks like.
Yeah, it seems like a lion.
Some sort of woodcut of a lion.
Is she holding it open or is she forcing it shut, I wonder?
It's hard to tell. She's definitely getting in there.
Like, maybe it's a cat that she has to pill or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had to pill a cat, but, like, it's pretty much like that.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's so calm. She's so strong. That's
Yeah.
what we like about it.
So speaking of lions.
Yes. Did you know the name? One of the old names of Rochester was the Young Lion of the West. That's before there was a farther west. It was west as far as they got was Rochester. And it was such a hub of industry. They called it the Young Lion of the West. Now, this show is dedicated to the city of Rochester. It's exactly 1 year ago, we were in Rochester and played the Rochester Fringe Festival.
It's true, and we arrived exactly 1 year ago today. And but we've played a lot of shows in Rochester. We really feel like Rochester is a home place for us. Has become that over the last few years.
Yeah.
And Rochester is going through some tough times right now with police violence and protests in response to police violence, and then more police violence in response to the protests. So solidarity to the folks in Rochester who are fighting for justice, and to the whole art scene in Rochester, which also is so challenged by the COVID pandemic. The Rochester Fringe Festival this year is going to be virtual. We'll talk a little more about that afterwards.
Yeah, and since we played so much in Rochester, we have a lot of good friends there, and so it's very close to our hearts, and we just feel very happy about dedicating this show to Rochester.
Indeed. All right, so I'm just going to pop the donation links into the chat, so
that's good.
you can.
Do you know some of the other names of Rochester?
I do, but I would like you to say what they are. Actually, if anybody out there watching knows any Rochester nicknames, or if you're watching from Rochester and you want to share a weird fact about Rochester,
or even if you're not from Rochester and you want to share a weird fact about Rochester, or something that happened to you in Rochester.
I mean, we won't even know if it's a fact, so.
Yeah. But Rochester is known as the Flower City. Is that true?
That is true. That's true.
And which type of flower do you ask? Like
the
flower you smell or the flower you bake bread with? Yes, both of them.
All of them.
All of them. There are lots of flour mills outside the city and lots of nurseries outside the city at one point. So, but please chime in with your Rochester story. And see, there we go.
Greg Ludek knows. Greg's tuning in from Rochester. Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, shall we play the nice people a song to kick things off?
Let's give them some respite from this flowering.
My mom always said you can't cheat an honest man.
Can't comment
It's not a lie, my love, if they believe you.
It's not a lie, it could be true.
Tell them anything, dear.
Tell them
and
what
wrap
they
them around
want
your
to hear.
finger.
And take them for what they've got before they leave you. Well, I used to be a gambler, but the odds were never good.
Not in my
Lucky
favor.
stars were never my best feature.
My life on
So
my
I cut it
show.
out with cards. I was working much too hard. I was born to live a life of leisure.
Let's take the sleepy town by storm. And when the sheep have all been shorn, we'll be gone just like the gentle breeze of yesterday.
With your skills and my good looks,
Those fish will be begging for the hook, reeled in by our seductive serenade. The Bible says God's creatures all look out for number one.
it's human
This
nature.
golden rule has been my bread and butter.
What you do
You may plan to double cross me, but
Slip
I'm
a dagger
sticking
in
with this
their
horse. If the con is long enough, it doesn't matter. Let's take the sleepy town by storm, and when the sheep have all been shorn, we'll be gone
just like the gentle breeze of yesterday. With your skills and my good looks, those fish will be begging for the hook, reeled in by our seductive serenade. Well, I go by many names, dear, and some call me a saint.
Bastard cheater.
The others, I'm the closest of their friends.
He's my enemy.
When they ask me about my living,
exactly
they
what
give
is
me no
it you
misgivings, 'cause what I trade in is their confidence. Since we met, I don't know if I've fallen for you, baby, or if you've set me up to take the fall. Love is just another con,
a fairy tale to lead them on.
but together, baby, maybe we could love them all.
Let's take the sleepy town
By storm, and when the sheep have all been shorn,
we'll be gone just like the
gentle breeze of yesterday.
with your skills and my good looks.
Those fish will be begging for the hook, reeled in by our seductive serenade. Let's take the sleepy town by storm, and when the sheep have all been shorn, we'll be gone just like the gentle breeze of yesterday. With your skills and my good looks, those fish will be begging for the hook, reeled in by our seductive serenade. Reeled in by our seductive serenade. Reeled in by our seductive serenade.
Whew, it's like we just rolled into town on the east wind. Now I did something non-pro, which is I forgot to put my turn off my notifications, and I saw some
Any cool?
just a couple texts from Minion.
Oh yeah.
Hi Minion. All right, I'm turning off the notifications though now because now it's like showtime.
Because now we're in a show.
Yeah, you gotta
Now this is
you gotta kind of try to focus. That's
Yeah.
my like professional advice.
Oh yeah.
is-
Any cool
no,
Instagram posts?
No, we'll look after. Yeah, I don't know. So you're probably wondering, what is it about Rochester?
Yeah.
What is it about Rochester that's so special? And well, Rochester has a very rich history with some really interesting, fascinating stuff. So, for instance, Frederick Douglass, famous abolitionist, very influential. He lived in Rochester and is buried in Rochester.
We talked about the hub of industry. You know, Xerox is from Rochester. Xerox. People don't know that it's named after the Zoroastrian god of duplicitous copies.
Of uncanny doppelganger mechanical machines.
Mechanical machines. Yes, definitely. What's some other fact?
One of my favorite facts about Rochester is George Eastman, who invented Kodak film, which revolutionized photography. He was from Rochester, and like Kodak is still based in Rochester, which popularized cameras and like the brownie cameras, like the fact that everybody has a camera and takes pictures, like that was Eastman. Also, they do capture your soul in those small devices.
So it led to the capturing of
many souls.
Most souls.
Yeah. And then of course there's like our favorite thing about Rochester.
Oh, the Fox sisters.
The Fox sisters. So the Fox sisters were about middle of the 19th century. Couple of teenage girls.
Not much to do. Kind of lonely.
Not much to do except for talk with the dead. And create a whole cottage industry of people who talk to the dead, teenage girls who talk to the dead, and get very popular.
Yep, started the whole thing.
Yeah, seances, spirit mediums, table rapping, and they claim to speak with spirits, including one known as Mr. Splitfoot.
I'm showing my split.
Yeah, Mr. Splitfoot, like the cloven hooves of you know who.
You know who. Yes, they traveled all over the world with their spirit rappings and knockings, and they were quite famous. They started a whole spiritualism movement.
That's a segue into our next song, I think.
Oh yeah. What is our? Oh, should we play that song? I mean, we got into the segue. We might as well.
Yeah, we might as well just
do it.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. What key is the song in?
I started in B.
In B. Yeah. Yeah, B is a good key to play. The devil can run, the devil can hide in the tiny details or the morning sky. The devil's a star, and he's got a new band. He plays the guitar with his idle hand. The devil is bored in the deep blue sea. He's got my number and he's calling me. There's nothing to say, so we talk of old times when he had his wings and I had mine. Take it from me, 'cause I ought to know. You got a right to get in trouble. Freedom to rise and freedom to fall. You got a right to get in trouble. The devil is love, is the devil you knew. The devil you know is an empty suit. There's body to tempt and nobody to save. Just predestination and DNA. The devil can't help, though the devil may care. The devil makes free when we're standing here. The devil can deal any hand you choose. Damned if you don't, damned if you do. Take it from me, 'cause I ought to know. You got a right to get in trouble. Freedom to rise and freedom to fall. You got a right to get in trouble. The devil's at work and he's gotta stay late. Heaven's a nightmare and hell can wait. All the red tape, oh, what's it all for? Nothing makes sense to him anymore. Bum 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 bum, 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 bum 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 bum. One of these days, when it all goes black, he'll take a vacation and not come back. Lie on the beach and work on his tan. Write all our names on a grain of sand. Take it from me, 'cause I ought to know. You got a right to get in trouble. Freedom to rise and freedom to fall. You got a right to get in trouble. Take it from me, 'cause I ought to know. You got a right to get in trouble. Freedom to rise and freedom to fall. You got a right to get in trouble. You got a right to get in trouble. You got a right to get in trouble.
We're wearing our red just for this occasion.
Red.
Mm.
Oh, it's nice to know people are singing along. And we have some enthusiastic Fox Sisters fans. Oh, Ask a Mortician did a great video about the Fox sisters and seances. Oh, we should check that out. And an alternative theory about Frederick Douglass. Very interesting. Well, so the Fox sisters were the ones who got spiritualism started, and that was in the middle of the 19th century. But it didn't really catch fire until the beginning of the 20th century. There were a couple things that happened. One was the 1918 flu, which a lot of people know more about these days. So many people died because of the 1918 flu and because of World War I, that all of a sudden everybody pretty much had somebody they loved who had died that they were desperate to talk to. And here was a sort of spiritual calling that seemed to suggest that there was a way to talk to them.
Right, a way to cope with all this loss and pain and grief. And, that there was this place called the Summerland where these spirits could go and you could visit them through a medium and have conversations with them. It made the pain a little bit less.
And it seems sort of far-fetched now, perhaps, but a lot of really respected intellectuals and thinkers really gave this theory a lot of benefit of the doubt. People like Arthur Conan Doyle, who had lost a son to World War I. He was a huge devotee of spirit mediums and seances.
Yeah. He actually toured through Europe and the U.S. giving these big lectures and talking about this, and it became very, very popular from that.
And another person who was really super interested in seances. So Houdini. But the thing about Houdini is that he didn't start out being anti-seance. He, more than anybody, wanted very much to find the real deal. He had lost his mother, with whom he was really close. And so he ended up with a career, a sort of second sideline in debunking charlatan spirit mediums. But he was really looking for the real thing.
Yeah. He actually would go on tour kind of in parallel with Conan Doyle and have a separate lecture where he would talk about debunking, and he would perform a lot of these tricks that the seance mediums would do.
Because the crazy thing is that Houdini, he knew all the tricks of the trade as an escape artist. He had worked the vaudeville circuit, and a lot of these spirit mediums, one of the most famous ones, her husband had been a magician escape artist, and so she had learned all these tricks.
Yeah.
For him it was a series of disappointments as he sought somebody who could actually perform the ritual, but nobody could.
And Houdini famously said that the first escape artists were mediums because they would be constrained in these ways and somehow get out and get their toe to ring a bell, or get the spirits to ring the bell for them. But very often they would kind of go through all these contortions to kind of ring a bell, blow a trumpet, or whatever.
Well, and they would insist that the lights couldn't be on, or they had to be shut up in a box. Otherwise, the spirits would get freaked out and not do the thing.
Hate light. Yeah.
Oh, they hate light. They hate being asked too many questions. I mean, who doesn't, right?
I get shy sometimes.
Houdini and his wife had a pact that whoever died first would try to contact the other one. They had a secret code, which would, that's the thing that they would say to the medium to indicate that it was really them, which was Rosabelle Believe. That was their secret code. And after Houdini died, because he went first, every Halloween, she would go to his grave and hold a seance, hoping to
hear from him for 10 years.
And then she decided that was enough, that 10 years was enough time.
10 years is long enough for any man. That's what she said, I think.
All right, we have some comments we have a lot of people who know a lot of things about Houdini. And about Ouija.
Yes, did you know that Buster Keaton was also on the vaudeville circuit with his family? His family were vaudeville artists as well, and they toured with Houdini. So that's kind of cool.
Amazing.
That must have been when he got his nickname.
So what we really like to imagine about the Houdini, the Harry Beth Here, Karen says, I love the Harry Beth pie. That's his wife. So we like to imagine that after his death, Houdini was there on the other side, trying desperately to make contact, but that this was an escape that even the greatest escape artist of all time couldn't manage. And so we wrote a song about that, and we're planning to release this song as a single in just a few weeks for Halloween, in time for Halloween. And so we thought we would play it for you. It's called Houdini. Is there anything else we wanted to say? Oh, here's a fun fact that nobody else knows. We actually set out to write a very different song from this one. It was called Rosabelle Believe. It was like super poppy, and we just like didn't like it. And
really? I don't even remember.
Yeah. It was like
The poppy
da, 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 da. It was a little bit like that Billy Joel song. We just in the end. Yeah. Anyway, the hook was like Rosabelle Believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we
yeah,
didn't.
that's right.
So we wrote that one, and then we rejected it, and then we wrote this one.
Yeah. It's poppy in a different way. Okay. Break out of that black box, throw the ropes off, can you pick locks? Chains wrapped around your shoulders, never worry enough to hold you. Darling, cross the border, I'm here now, waiting for you. Can you hear me in the darkness? It's been so long, it's been so long. Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Come inside the circle where we sit among the candles. Tap up on the table. Won't you send us any signal? If I could reach out and touch you, would you know me when I come through? Would you meet me in the darkness? Can we hold on? Can we hold on? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Ring the bells and sound the trumpets. Are you here, dearly wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name? Wandering free in a dream of a dream. Is there somebody calling my name?
So that was Houdini. Keep an eye out. October 16th is the release date.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yes.
And we have some wonderful artwork that Jeff Ritchie created the cover art. Actually, you grab that. So we put out some sheet music last season, including this gorgeous sheet music for Phosphorescent Lilies, which you can get on our Bandcamp. And Jeff Ritchie created the art for that. And so we are working with him on some cover art for Houdini as well. And it's really cool. He sent us some comps yesterday, and they're looking really great.
Yeah, we're super excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, someone earlier mentioned something about one of my great interests. I was gonna put it up on the screen, but now I can't find it anymore, tragically. All right. So there is a very cool kind of merging of some of our interests in Rochester and in this show, which is, of course, spirit photography.
Of course, that makes perfect sense.
So, it combines, basically, it's like if you want to combine spiritualism and seances with photography, you get spirit photography, which is trying to take pictures of the spirits in this sort of seance setting. So in that 1920 late teens time, there's all this new technology, all this new science that was happening, and it seemed no more far-fetched that spirits could be coming through and creating supernatural phenomena than things like radiation or other kind of advances in
there were all these mysterious forces that were being discovered, and they figured
X-rays, all these invisible forces that were being discovered. And so a lot of scientists and intellectuals were super interested in trying to see if they could measure or photograph or document in some way these things that were purportedly happening in seances. And so we're going to show you a few examples of spirit photography. Let's see, from that era. All right, so
there's our friend,
with,
Conan Doyle.
Yeah.
And some spirit. We don't know who that spirit is. Or maybe it's just what he's. Maybe it's just what's on his mind.
She's got a real winsome expression.
She does. He's just daydreaming.
All right, should I go to the next one?
Yeah, please. And here we have some spirit accostings.
Yeah. Yep. A ghostly child. A lot of hands and arms. I like that one. And I assume this is this woman's son or husband. Or
masseuse, maybe. Probably.
We should all be so lucky as to have a spirit masseuse.
Spirit masseuse gets those deep tissue massages. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's some spirit photography, and we thought we would actually try our hand at our own some spirit photography of our own. We have this great Polaroid camera.
Which we got on tour. Oh,
yeah, which we got on tour. Liz and Dylan, if you're out there watching, thank you for the Polaroid. It works.
We finally got film.
Yeah. So we're going to see if the film can pick up any ghostly presences in this room. So we're just going to do selfie stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're over there.
Okay. What do you think? Is this a good angle?
Yeah. That's good.
All right. Ready?
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna let this develop.
Yeah. It takes some time for it to.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So as we mentioned, there are all these forces and scientific discoveries, and so a lot of scientists were super interested in seances and spirit mediums, including a couple of our favorite people, Marie and Pierre Curie. To be fair, Marie was not that into it.
To be fair.
She was more skeptical than he was. He was, I think, had more of a spiritual bent than she did. She had lost her faith as a child when her mother died, and she never really had much truck with religion or spirituality after that. But Pierre was very interested, and there's this craze was sweeping Europe, and there's this Italian medium named Eusapia Palladino. Now, she was a known charlatan. Like,
it was her
at the
husband who was
time.
like
Oh, yeah, it was totally...
he was the magician. He was a stage magician who was very famous. But
yeah. She was reputed to have a hole in her head from which cold air emitted. And she would give these, like, big public seances and like...
And everybody who was anybody at the time would come and they would try to take photographs of her and they tried to study her. This was kind of later in her career.
Yeah.
But
like artists and intellectuals
yeah.
and scientists. So we wrote a song about Eusapia Palladino, and it's called "The Darkened Room."
Yes.
So maybe we should
darken the room.
Darken the room.
You want it?
I don't know. We could try it.
Let's see what this.
All right,
is
let's
like.
see what it looks like.
One.
It's
that
darker.
too dark?
No, it's just the right amount of dark. Right? We'll turn it back on.
We'll turn it back on.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, are we doing the thing in the middle?
No.
I can't remember how it goes anyway.
You all can keep your comment. That life don't suit me well. This is my finest moment. Here's another story you can tell. When I was just a baby, an orphan with no home, the spirits came to save me, taught me how to manage on my own. How many arms and legs has she? Keep a close eye on her hands and feet. You might feel a little pinch or two. Is it just us in the darkened room? This ain't no sideshow magic. There's nothing up my sleeve. Nobody can explain it. People want so badly to believe. Why don't we turn the tables? Raise up my spirit hands. Make an investigation. Find out what you think you'll understand. Study but nobody solves the mystery of this little girl from Napoli. Books and diplomas will do you no good. Class is getting started in the darkened room. Hear me moan and hear me wail. Swallow tongue and lizard tail. From my head a cold wind blows. Hear me wail and hear me moan.
This is the dance number.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
In this age of sideshow magic, there's nothing up my sleeve. Nobody can explain it. People want so badly to believe. Why don't we turn the tables? Raise up our spirit hands. Make an investigation. Find out what you think you'll understand.
All right, let's do it for
Yeah.
What is the thing?
In this
Okay.
Modern age of wonders, things go bump in the night. Brand new atomic forces hold on tightly when we dim the lights. Let's gather for the seance. There's nothing to conceal. You can apply your science. Do you think that you can prove what's real? Call me a faker, call me a cheat. I crackle with electricity. Your wildest theories could be true. Come and find out in the darkened room. You all can keep your comment. That life don't suit me well. This is my finest moment. Here's another story you can tell.
Alright, we have some late arriving Rochester facts, or perhaps facts. Jack the Ripper fled London for Rochester. You heard it here. Yeah.
Is that true?
I don't know. Now it is. I just read it on the internet. Oh, yes.
Must be
more
true.
Spirit photography. Weird facts are cool. Thank you, Tim. Onsa says, May Hemmer. Do you know who May Hemmer was? I assume she's another spirit medium. But Onsa, please feel free to inform us further about May Hemmer.
Or that's some explicative in a different language.
Sure. Yeah, so let's see. So Eusebi was Italian, and she was giving her seances in Paris and other places. But it wasn't limited to the continent, the popularity of spirit mediums and seances. And in Ireland, in just about the same time, early 20th century, there was a spirit medium, a girl named Kathleen Gallagher. And there was a researcher named William Crawford, and he was very interested in very interested in her seances.
Yeah, he was a mechanical engineer, and he had written some books on mechanical engineering, and was fascinated with this study of spirit mediums and ectoplasm and the mechanics of it.
Yeah, he was really interested in like weighing her before and after her seances to see if there, or like during them, like there was a lot of like trying to measure and weigh stuff. And he made a study of her. You could say that he was obsessional. He wrote 2 books about her and her seances. She's just like a young woman in where was it? Galway?
Galway?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, small town, and he spent 6 years with the family, basically having seances with them every night, at least one,
a few times a week at least.
Yeah.
So we read one of his books about her, which is like a pretty crazy read. And we wrote a song about this book, inspired by this book, about the relationship between Kathleen and William Crawford, because she was, well, let's just say she was not the real deal, and it's kind of a tragic tale, actually. Oh, okay, wait, I have to interrupt because we asked about May Hemmer. Okay, so Lauren Onsa O'Leary says May Hemmer. We were like, oh, that must be a famous spirit medium that we'd never heard of, and now she has appeared. So that seems to me like maybe May Hemmer is a spirit and Onsa is, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, well that's a good mystery solved. So anyway, I'm sorry, I got distracted by
It's
that.
the kids these days get so distracted.
Okay, so he studies her for 6 years. He writes 2 books about her. He's like totally obsessed with her. And then one of his colleagues publishes a book completely exposing her as a total fake and fraud and charlatan.
Well, I don't think it was that. It was, he started to look into this, and he had some serious doubts, and he was going to come and sit in on these seances.
It was it cracked the resolve. It cracked the faith of Crawford for sure, though. And
yeah, it was.
And tragically, after this happened, after it seemed like she was going to be really exposed as not being the real deal, he took his own life. And he, like, if you read his book, you can tell that like he had a lot of he had a lot going on. Struggled with some issues, and maybe his whole obsession with her was more of a symptom than a cause. But curiously, among the meager possessions that he left behind was a lot of underwear. Just like a lot.
A lot of underwear.
Lot of underwear.
Whose underwear?
Unclear. I think it was new underwear, but like that was like what he had done with his money. He had like acquired like a lot of underwear.
Spirit underwear.
Yeah. So we wrote a song about the 2 of them and their strange relationship. And we performed it live in a show last year called Necromancers of the Public Domain. Anne Halliday, if you're out there watching, we salute you for making us write this song and perform it, among other reasons. We salute you. So we're going to just roll this video from our live performance last year. We're joined by our dear friend Heather Cole, playing violin, playing the part of the spirit in the table.
And you'll see I have a prophetic mustache.
It is a prophetic mustache. All right, so here we go.
Look at that.
Kathleen, close your eyes when you're ready. Prepare your psychic body. Don't be scared, I'm an engineer with years of seance study.
My God, those dreadful Belfast winters, cutting blouses with my sister. I dare came to me to break them undone. Does that make me sinner?
Katie,
At first,
we're gathered round
it
the
was
table.
just a lark,
Must be square and small and
tricked me
stable.
in the dark.
Not too heavy to move by our energy or by your shapely ankles. Like a ruby lantern, lift our voices high. Is there someone watching from the other side? All these observations will reveal the truth. We go back the curtain, but what does it prove? Kitty, I've spent 6 years at these sittings, developed elaborate theories, ignoring the obvious fact of your fraudulence. My God, your hair is so pretty.
Is this my life? My legs so tired. I lift the table higher. Psychic auras and other phenomena. Can't you tell I'm a liar?
Like a ruby lantern, lift our voices high. Is there someone watching from the other side? All these observations will reveal the truth. We draw back the curtain, but what does it prove?
What about this part?
Amen. Kathy, seated as a family with father and sister and auntie. I don't really care what's happening down there, but save me a pair of your panties.
The old panty joke. The old panty joke.
Yeah, the panty joke always works well. So so Mike asks, why is a table strapped around her body? And the answer is Heather, the violinist, was meant to represent the spirit that was being summoned at the seance, and the the table is the seance table around which the seance participants sit, and the medium manipulates the table, it turns out, with her foot.
Sorry, shapely ankle.
With her shapely ankle, if as the case may be.
That's
Yeah, and it wasn't just a nostalgia thing that we rolled that video for you instead of playing the song. It's also that for shows like that, where it's kind of a labor of love and a one-off performance, like I have no idea how to play that song.
Oh, I don't know.
No, we have no idea.
I've forgotten.
Plus, it wouldn't be fair to do it without Heather, and like she's not like
Sure.
yeah. So
But it was thematically relevant.
yeah.
To this thing. So, speaking of relevance, our photograph.
Oh yeah, let's take a look.
It's kind of strange.
Why are there no people in the
It's just
photograph?
the
It's
weird
just the-
couch that we have.
It's just the sofa, huh?
Maybe some bad film.
Curious. Yeah, maybe the film's defective. Huh.
Can
All
people
right.
do
Well,
that?
that's curious.
All right.
All right. Well, that's science for you. Sometimes you get unexpected.
Yeah.
Well, but should we be concerned about this? You think?
I feel fine.
Yeah, I feel fine.
Okay.
All right. Well, so now, Charming Disaster. Speaking of underwear, you may be asking yourself, is there Charming Disaster underwear?
Oh yeah.
The answer is no. There is not Charming Disaster
No.
underwear. However, we do have some other wonderful merch options for
That's
you.
fun to wear.
Yeah, other wares.
Other wares.
Yeah.
What am I grabbing?
I don't know. What's over there? Here, I'm going to grab one of these. You got any? All right, so, that's not the right record. So,
This is her other band.
yeah.
She likes to push this.
Yeah, I do like to sell those records. But so Charming Disaster has a vinyl LP, 12-inch vinyl LP, available on our Bandcamp page. And what did I do with the damn bandana? Wait, we have some bandanas.
Damn bandanas. We have
Damn
damn
bandanas.
bandanas somewhere around here. Ah, here we go.
Okay, so check this out. You may have seen our black bandanas last season, but we have a few of these red bandanas as well. Blood red, very convenient for spilled wine or beet juice or pomegranate stains.
First aid. It's good for
Sure,
first aid.
and yeah, if you're going into battle, it's good to wear a blood-colored bandana, so you don't know if you're bleeding and you don't get like
I
freaked
didn't
out.
realize that.
Yeah, so that's those are available on the Bandcamp, and we have some we've got T-shirts and we've got stickers and CDs and some other fun stuff. So we definitely strongly encourage you to explore the merch, and we're sorry that we don't have any underwear.
I mean,
we
wearing
have
I'm wearing
underwear.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
maybe one day.
yeah. I mean, if there's like a lot of enthusiasm,
Clamoring.
Yeah, clamoring. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do have some other plugs to do. One of which is, so next week we're not having our regular Friday show. Instead, we have 4 shows. So it's kind of bad news, good news, bad news. Not doing our 8 p.m. show next Friday. Good news, we are doing shows on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday at 9, and Saturday. And those shows are part of the Rochester Fringe Festival, which is a virtual festival this year. Tickets are available. Tickets are $10, and the show, I want to say, is a Zoom-based show, which means that there are going to be some fun opportunities for audience participation where you might get to come on screen with us and be an audience volunteer, and we're going to do a little after party where everybody gets to come on screen with
maybe
us.
people don't know what Zoom is.
Zoom is
It's
like a
real life,
magical portal.
Oh, yeah. Like real life, but in 2D.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. Yeah, so get your tickets, and we hope that you'll come to our Rochester Fringe shows. In addition to being in Zoom, which with more interaction, unlike these shows, those are also going to be the Charming Disaster musical tarot show, which means the whole show is determined by a tarot spread, which tells us the future as well as what songs to play. So very fun, very prophetic. If you need to combine your entertainment and divination rituals, it's a very efficient way to do that.
That's right. And if you want to see all 4 shows, we'll be playing completely different songs. We'll have completely different outfits.
And we'll be using completely different tarot decks. So, yeah,
Exactly.
there's a lot of reasons to get tickets to all 4 shows. Yeah, and the sets aren't that long, so like,
Yeah.
you know, you really want to
You really want to see all of them.
maximize, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, we are coming almost to the end of our time together tonight. It's really flown by, hasn't it?
It just goes so quickly.
I know. I spend the whole week sort of looking forward to these shows, and then these shows go by so
I
fast.
feel like we just finished the last show.
Yeah. Well, your time temporality is little. All right, so we're gonna do a closing ritual, and usually we do a particular kind of closing ritual, but this week is a little different because tonight is Rosh Hashanah, which is the Jewish New Year. Now I celebrate Rosh Hashanah every year because I'm Jewish, but I think this year it behooves all of us to celebrate all of the New Years that we can, because we really could use all the help we can get starting this thing.
Yeah, starting
over.
a new cycle.
Yeah.
A new
Get rid of this
clean
old
slate.
year. Get rid of the new year. So,
So do you want to talk about the...
yeah. So there's a Rosh Hashanah ritual where you have apples and honey as a way to wish for, invoke a sweet new year. So we have an apples and honey cocktail here. So what is in these cocktails? It's whiskey and honey and a little bit of apple. The honey did come from a tour. It did come in those little plastic packets you get at a diner. I don't know how old those packets were.
It's the intention, really, that matters.
Yeah. So
And the whiskey is from Rochester.
the whiskey is from Rochester.
Yeah.
Thank you, Minion and Katie, for the Rochester whiskey.
So here's to wishing a sweet new year.
L'Shana Tova, to a sweet new year. Oh, and you're probably wondering what this cocktail is called, which is it's called the Head of the Year, which is what Rosh
Head of the
Hashanah.
Year.
Yeah, Head of the Year, Rosh Hashanah.
Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. Oh, it's good.
Oh, it's delicious. Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, it's good. I invented that just moments ago. Let's see. We also want to thank the Society of the Mysterious Hand for your kind attention. You know who you are, and if you don't know who you are, the Society of the Mysterious Hand is our cult that we started last season. And if you're interested, inquire within. All right. Before we play you out, we're gonna play one more song. I just wanna go through the last round of comments and see if there are any theories about anything. Yeah. All right. So, vampires. All right. Well, okay. That's a good.
I think it's just bad film.
Yeah, it's probably just defective film. Oh,
It wasn't made in
bandana
Rochester.
underwear. Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
good.
an. Oh, we have a couple. All right. Interesting.
Oh.
No, Jeff will not sell his old undies autograph. That's disgusting. And okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Don't encourage him. All right. So once again, we are Charming Disaster. This is a donation-based show, and we thank you so much for tuning in, for being with us, for being in the comments, and we hope very much to see you next week at any or all of our Rochester Fringe Festival shows. Yes. So thank you so much. We love you, and we're gonna play you one more before we sign off for the night. Oh, Karen wants donation links. Yeah, we'll put up the donation links again. We're gonna put them up we're gonna put them up at the end. What? Well, we haven't really started yet, and All right. So here's the donation links.
Yeah, but we don't want to.
No, we don't have to play. All right, so there are the donation links. They are also pinned in the comments if you're in Facebook, and we'll throw them up again on screen at the end. Okay.
How are we doing this?
I don't know. Can you feel this from a distance? What I'm doing with my Not a cushion, not a pillow, but a clever mannequin. If I covered it with kisses, would you feel them on your skin?
I can feel you out there doing it yet again. Up to your old tricks, dear, reaching out through thin air. Uncontrolled twitches, sharp pains in my back. Butterfly kisses, hot breath on my neck.
Can you feel this?
Can feel you out there
what I'm doing
it
with my pins.
yet
Pull
again.
them from
To
between
your old
my
tricks,
lips,
dear,
and one by one I
reaching
stick
out
them in.
through thin
Not a
air.
cushion,
Uncontrolled
not a pillow,
twitches,
but a clever
sharp pains
mannequin.
in my
If I
back.
covered
Butterfly
it with kisses,
hot
would you
breath
feel them
on
on
my
your skin? It's not the same as the real thing. I like this better instead. Ooh, no, you're thinking of me when I'm thinking that we are connected. We are connected. On the evening of the seance where we met that only time, all the candles were extinguished when you put your hand in mine. The table started rocking and you caught my evil eye. We promised when we parted we would never say goodbye. I knew from your demeanor that you were a kindred soul. Your smile was so familiar, and I couldn't let you go. It's a sympathetic magic pulls us together close.
Are we
It's a
sympathetic magic?
It's the thing I love the most. It's not the same as the real thing. I like this better instead. Ooh, and you're thinking of me when I'm thinking that we are connected. We are the same as the real thing. I like this better instead. Ooh, I know you're thinking of me when I'm thinking that we are connected. We are connected. You never
Wanna be
would
your
believe
plaything,
it, but a toy
not a
can take a
disc
toll.
anymore.
I sewed
It
it
on
with
a kite
needle
string
and a piece
that you
of
toss
your soul.
to the
Not
floor.
just any
Remember what you
simulacrum,
wish for.
such a sweet
It comes
remote
back
control.
sevenfold.
I could shoot
Might fall
you
into
with
a
a
well,
pistol,
dear,
and they'd never find the hole. It's not the same as the real thing. I like this better instead. Ooh, no, you're
Bye. Thank you so much.
Good night. We'll see you next week. I
I think I'm stuck on you.